So I'm out on the range just getting ready for the next PRS match, making sure I'm all my kit's ready to set up, good to go. And I thought I'd take a minute just to talk about a bit of kit that I think is somewhat overlooked for some shooters. If you want to take shooting seriously, you need to have a good chronograph. You can't shoot long range without it. That's wrong, you can, but it's going to involve a lot of hit and miss. You're going to have to shoot out to 100 metres every 50, 100 metres at a time, and make a note of what your elevation was at each, and it's going to be just a lot of trial and error, or you have to rely on the information that the ammunition manufacturers put on the box, and then try and shoot at a target, probably miss, and use your ballistics calculator to then work back from there. It's not efficient. We all know the price of ammo is going up, so why would you want to waste time and ammunition in testing and adjusting when you can, for actually quite a reasonable sum of money, get a really good bit of kit. It's just going to take all the guesswork out of it. So that's where chronographs come in. So until recently, there were sort of two main ones for, especially for centerfire, and that was the magnetospeed, which was a magnetic bracket that went on the front there, and then as the bullet went over the top of it, it would then feed back that information. They are really good. A problem they'd have, or they do have, is that if you attach it to the barrel, you can't zero with it because it throws your point of aim, just like taking your moderator on and off would. So you'd have to get your speeds and then zero, or zero and then get your speeds. So again, you just basically wasting ammunition. Then you have the lab radar. So that worked via Doppler radar, or works via Doppler radar. And what that means is that basically a radar picks up the round as it's travelling downrange. It follows it downrange, and it picks up that speed as it's travelling. The problem the Doppler radars had was wrong. The problem that lab radar had was they were really finicky. They had to be at the exact right distance from your muzzle, and you often had to buy a trigger to set it off because it wouldn't detect it if it was a rimfire, for example. They were quite finicky to get to work. If you could get your lab radar to work first time every time, you were like a lab radar whisperer, and you were awesome, and your services were always required on a range day. And then last year, beginning of this year, so 2024, in the UK anyway, Garmin absolutely shook the market by bringing out the new Garmin Xero C1. Now this is also a Doppler radar, so it works in almost the same way as the lab radar does. The difference is with this, now don't ask me how they do it, magic as far as I'm concerned, pixie dust. You just put it next to the rifle, put it on the rifle, put it pretty much anywhere near your rifle, and it'll pick it up straight away. Another problem we had, especially over here in Europe, is that lab radar, because they're an American company, they designed their radar on frequencies that are legal in America. So when they started shipping them over here, they had to dim the power down to be able to sell them legally in the UK. And the trouble is, they weren't. If you had an American one, it would pick it up really easily, but the EU ones really struggled because they were low power. Garmin doesn't have that problem. They sell one for America, which is on American frequencies, and they sell one in Europe, which is on European frequencies. So what's brilliant about these is, as you can see, they are tiny. Now they come in the box with this tiny little tripod, which is actually really effective, and you can just slot it down right next to your rifle, and it will pick it up. Just a standard 1/4 inch screw, so I like to use the Photo small rail with an arc mount on it, and just slot that on there, so that way I can attach it to my rifle if I need to. I quite like having it attached to the rifle because it's nice and easy. I can just get down on the prone, or I can just attach it to my rifle, then get down on the prone, and then shoot in it, and it'll pick it up. The screen is almost like an e-ink screen, so you can, no matter what the sunlight is on the day, you can read it accurately. It comes with a companion phone app, and what it does is it enables you to see all your history and all your shot strings. So as you're firing, you'll see your last shot on the main screen. Above that, you'll see how many shots you've fired in this session, and at the bottom you'll see your minimum, your average and your maximum. If you then press the OK button on the top left, you can then scroll down, you can see your shot list. So this is the details for every single shot. You can see your session summary. So this is how many shots you fired, your slowest round, your average, your fastest, your extreme spread and your standard deviation. You can also edit what kind of data fields you want. So I've got mine set to minimum, average, maximum, and deviation from average. But you can change this to be any of these measurements here. Change the colour. You can change the colour from a white to a black background. You can also change the backlight. The timeout, the units, and then down the bottom here you can end or pause your session. I firmly believe that these should be part of every shooter's toolkit. It doesn't give you as much information as the lab radar. The lab radar used to give you muzzle velocities for every 100 meters off the top of my head. So it would go every 100 meters as far as it could see the bullet. It would give you a speed for each of them. It would also give you things like BC, and it would actually give you quite a wealth of information. This doesn't give you this. That just gives you your speed, your SD, and your ES. But for diagnosing issues with your rifle, for having it for a range day, for preparing before you go into a match, just to have it in your bag, it's a really handy tool. There's nothing worse than starting to miss, just missing for an entire day and you've got no idea why, and then you actually find out a couple of days down the line because you put a little bit too much powder in or whatever it may be, and your muzzle velocity was off. At least with this, if you have an issue, you can just get this straight out of your bag, plonk it down next to your rifle, and within a couple of seconds you'll be able to tell, no, it's not the ammunition, it's me, I'm shooting badly, or whatever the issue may be. You can get both these and that Lefoto mount from Optics Warehouse now. Highly recommend you go have a look. These have been selling like hotcakes, so I'm not even sure if they still have them on the website at the minute, because they probably have already sold out, but if they do have them on the website, they probably won't be there for long. So I'd highly recommend going and getting them. They're not expensive for what they are, and they don't take up much kit in your pack. So it's well worth having something like this to carry with you to a match day. If you want me to go into a deeper dive on how I use this Garmin chronograph and in things like batch testing or load development, let me know down in the comments below. But that's it from me. Thank you very much.